YOLO, what's going on, everybody? Y'all know what it is. I ain't got nothing better to do. I'm gonna come back out here and do another preemptive video because it's honestly just so humbling to see our August 18th video really come into fruition. We spoke a lot about today in that video being Rosh Hashanah and the start of the SHMITA, and we'll discuss that a lot more tonight. We'll touch on some things we spoke about in that video, some things I was looking at with both the Bitcoin and XRP price charts. Again, things surrounding today. At the time, it was we had just witnessed the 50-year anniversary of the Nixon shock during the 77-year anniversary of the Bretton Woods conference, and so just very key important things that we were discussing. Things we need to think about today is, what I've always said for a year plus now, almost two. What I've been so vital and adamant about is preparing for a financial collapse. I've said time and time again that it's imminent. And well, I do believe with all the money printing and quantitative easing we're witnessing in the world, it's unsubstantial. More money printing than we printed in the past 214 years combined. America and its debt ceiling is, through the roof. It's amazing times, that we live in. We have Klaus Schwab out here at the World Economic Forum speaking about this debt crisis that we are facing. Again, every country in the world's in debt. How he's trying to talk about tying government aid to the new Green Deal and things like this of the like. We've got an overvalued stock market. Things like this that we've just got to pay attention to is 1929 all over again in a SHMITA year, during a 50-year jubilee, financial jubilee. So it's very important, and I'm going to discuss all these things tonight. And again, it's gonna be a pretty long video possibly, so I hope you strap in, enjoy the show, enjoy the esoteric knowledge, Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs that I drop out there. I do believe, again, they've helped me change my life over the past few years, and I'm going to continue to follow them, and share them. So with all that being said, we'll go ahead and get straight into it. Transition my screen for you guys. Hope you've been enjoying the red pill that, is vital and was coming. If you've been following my channel, you've prepared for it. You de-risked your portfolios as you saw that things like Solana did a full 4.236 Fibonacci extension level and honestly does not even look like it wants to slow down. Very esoteric knowledge around Solana and Sol. Sol being the sun. We're getting a lot of things around the sun right now in Ra. So very important. So again, one of our holdings, 20% of this holding is all we have left. Again, I've always stated I'll carry that long term. And the rest has been de-risked already as we approach this 4.236. We've held USDC until we saw this drop and have started to now capitulate into things like XRP and XLM, like we've stated in my post. Not financial advice, just again being completely transparent, sharing with you guys what I'm doing. Just educational, entertainment purposes only. Digital journey, digital, diary, I guess, but journal. Boom. I do want to go ahead and pull up the Bitcoin price chart and speak on it. I think it's obviously where we start again. Go over a few things that we touched on the August 18th video. Again, hit on some keynotes from yesterday, using the code. I know you was able to watch the decode. I rewatched that video twice and saw where it cut me off. I hate that, you guys really didn't get much of the price charts and the knowledge that I was really putting out there last night. I'll touch base on some of that tonight, but really it's anybody can say anything. But again, if you go back and watch my past few videos, you'll see that this was coming up. We've been preparing for a potential reaccumulation period. I swear I'm on one of the only ones on the internet. I really don't know of anyone else probably that has been calling this the entire time since May 8th, May 11th, a reaccumulation period. Again, Elon Musk Saturday Night Live right here, 3 days before the new moon, which sent us into what I would talked about as an energy shift. We've seen every full moon indicator, new moon indicator hit on point since, just like we saw it before. And we'll talk about that later. But again, we already seem to appear to be doing the exact same thing as we were doing before, entering into another reaccumulation period, and we'll discuss that. We talked about the bull flag half staff breakout that hit to our conservative pullback range. It put us about 49.50k. We conservatively pulled that back to around 48k. We saw that hit at 48k. That was nice to see come into fruition and see breakout. We saw continual price movement up around the 618. Started to break, got rejection from the 702 golden pocket. Again, very key place. All decisions are made at the golden pocket, on the Fibonacci extension level. So a reaccumulation period like we saw with XDC before it broke out. We've seen this happen previously. Again, I said before, you'll hear everyone and their mother saying black swan event. Very possible to see one. 9/11's coming up, not surprising. Just saying, throwing that out there to be prepared. September is National Preparedness Month anyway. So again, they'll scream it's a bear market. Pay attention. I've always stated I think Bitcoin would hit again new all-time highs in October. We'll talk about that. Second to third week, we'll see. So again, that's full flag half staff breakout. We talked about the potential full moon pullback around August 22nd, which is right here. Again, 3 to 5 days before, on, or after 3 to 5 days of the new moon or full moon, and we see these movements. Again, new moon being typically bullish, full moon being typically bearish. 1, 2, 3. We see we came from a low into the full moon, which are typically bearish. 3 days after, where are we at? In a low. Again, 5 days after, we hit a double bottom at roughly 46,000 for Bitcoin. So again, we're down about almost $4,000 right there, 3 to 5 days after the full moon. So we talked about that on August 18th, the potential pullback around the full moon. And yesterday was what? The new moon, leading into today, Rosh Hashanah. And we did a great decode that hopefully you all watched on that last night. That again we'll touch base on in a minute, but not right now. We're going to continue on the Bitcoin price chart. I always said if we were to see a low of 37k, I thought that would be where Bitcoin held its That would be where the new bottom came in, being the bottom that came in on July 20th, a date with 22 numerology. Not surprising, 22 being a master number, the creator and destroyer number. We'll discuss that later. So I'm looking for that key level. Not that I think it'll happen. We know BTC equals 36 in numerology, so another 36,000 is where I'm looking at, which would put us back at the 236 for a true reaccumulation period. Not saying that's going to happen, but again, I've kind of always thought that that's what this was. It's not surprising that we see Michael Saylor, like blockchain backers stated for 2 days now. He's been out here screaming on crypto Twitter to buy Bitcoin today. Just spend $30, and it's El Salvador's first day using it as their national currency alongside the US dollar. None of this is surprising. They literally liquidated, if I had to guess, 6 figures, like people, like 100,000 plus people today, literally, and probably most of them retail that probably just bought and then sold when they opened their portfolio 30 minutes later and they had $3 instead of 30. I'm just saying. We saw Bitcoin decrease $10,000 at one point today, was automatically bought back up in a liquidation event that I've been preparing you for the potential of. I've literally said that many times. I've warned you of a bull trap as Bitcoin approached 51,000 to 55,000, and I've gotten that using the numerology. Okay? Point blank period. Esoteric knowledge, the moon cycles. Okay? So again, none of this is surprising. Good signs, good indicators that obviously keep you on your toes and not freaking out right now would be hidden on lower time frames, like the hourly time frame, when you see, and really, you know, it's really on the altcoins. And we're going to need a few days to let this play out. Nobody can really make a decision now. You know, I'm just speculating. I'm just giving you my opinions. Again, none of this is financial advice. Just sharing with you my research, due diligence, and what I believe. You know, sometimes I do pretty good. Sometimes I do okay. Sometimes I do great. And sometimes I'm just wrong. Only 3 things can happen. We can go up, down, or sideways. That's it. But as we look right here at the volume, these faint boxes right here, we see this crash that came in at 10 o'clock today. Okay? And then, or this next candle, balled up, straight up, green. A true bullish engulfing on the volume for things like XRP and other altcoins. So that's very bullish, you know, lets you, you know, potentially know that this bottom is in around 94 cents again, but we'll talk about that for XRP because it's a redheaded stepchild and it does what it wants to. You know, we've got some key levels right below that as well. I told you on August 18th for XRP, I'll go ahead and tell you right now, that you can see playing into fruition right here. We dragged this $1.10, $1.11 support line resistance level over in real time on live video and said that I thought it would have the potential to play out and be a key level in the future, did I not? And well, look at that. Just wanted to share that real quick as we jump back over here to the Bitcoin price chart real quick and finish there. Again, long video, sorry about that, but I do think it will be knowledgeable and help people understand what I do believe is going on, how I'm thinking, how I got here, how the August 18th video played into a key factor, as well as last night's decode. All surrounding today being Rosh Hashanah, the start of the Jewish Hebrew year 5782, which sums to 22. We'll talk about that. And, you know, all this that we've talked about, and the SHMITA. Boom. But yeah, so hidden indicators on certain time frames that make me feel like the bottom is in, but I do believe we'll revisit these levels or again enter a true reaccumulation period, which was, why you saw me de-risking as certain altcoins were hitting 4.236, 2.618 Fibonacci extension level extensions. You saw me de-risking my portfolio, not financial advice, on my post when I shared these things and when I was sharing with you what these coins were doing. De-risking into USDC. Hopefully you got the esoteric knowledge. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't really give financial advice, but I'd throw it out there. You'll pick up on it. Usually when you see me putting all the hype that everybody, the retail puts out there, well, I tend to I'm an aware wolf. I might be doing the exact opposite. Remember that. So just throwing that out there. We see that I spoke about the Bitcoin dominance coming into play anytime now and coming back and taking its dominance. And I've been wrong about that so far. It's went down even more. And I do expect it to go down possibly to around 32. We'll see. Before it heads up to the 55 range that I've been expecting to see the Bitcoin dominance at, where the 55 I do believe is coming into play. Just my expectation. We talked about 58-day bottoms, and I've talked about the, oh man, are you serious? I did not just delete my Fibonacci extension. Boom. And anyway, we talked about the 58-day bottoms that tend to play out. We know XRP equals 58 in numerology. Not surprising, but as we measure over from the 16th of September all the way over 58 days, where does that take us, you guys? Well, looky there. To our previous bottom of $29,000, which is why I was expecting to see bullish energy around this new moon, which was really almost indecisive for me because I didn't know what to expect, but it played out perfectly, and the bullish energy came on the new moon as we entered Rosh Hashanah and SHMITA today, which is the sabbatical year where these Jesuits take off and they wreak havoc financially every 7 years. So guess what? I do believe they just liquidated your money. I'm just saying. Anyways, so very, very bullish. I do believe our bottom or a retest of this low will come around September 16th, as then we enter into the full moon. We'll have to, rediscuss things then. We'll see what happens between now and then. That's a week or so away. Almost, a little over a week. So I'll probably do another video before then to see what, happens between now and then. But I do think, again, some of these previous levels can be tested. As we pull up the 200 double exponential average, we're obviously holding support of it again. We've been above that for quite some time. This 21-day with the 200 exponential below it, setting right there below the 382 Fibonacci extension level. So setting right there around $41,000. We saw a test of $42,000 today, and we talked about the 42 and 24 so much last night. Not surprising that we saw these things. Correct? Use the numbers. So again, as we look at things like the 8-day and the 13-day, My slow computer time to load. I mean, I pray I'm still on a live video. You know, I've been seeming to have some technical difficulties lately. I'll just say it's user error, but I promise you, I've got the full length videos on my computer. It ain't me. And they probably gonna tell you something like, "Oh, it's the internet, right?" Yeah. Yeah, everything looks good so far. Sorry, I just wanted to check that. I didn't want to just waste my breath. I definitely have to restart this video. Boom. Again, not the most professional person in the world. I'm shy. I never ever planned on doing videos until I saw Elon Musk say he's going to take Bitcoin on his balance sheets at $57,000, and the obvious retracement and pullback was coming. And I figured people in the world needed to know that, you know, you don't got to lose money. You know, you don't got to follow somebody to lose money. You just give it away. I mean, anyways, we see a cross of the 8-day and the 13-day. Again, we had a very short bullish cross. And then now we've got a bearish cross. This is probably the most bullish crosses using the exponential movement averages, in my opinion, to follow. This is the double exponential and double exponential of the 8 and 13. As we pull up the 13 and the 55 exponential movement average and hide the 8 and the 13 doubles, we pull up the 8 and the 34. You know, we're still seeing some key things right here. We see the 8 above the 13, above the 21, which is then above the 55 and the 34, or you know, they're in the same car right now on the same bus, so it's kind of hard to tell. But you want to see that 34 above the 55, and that 55 obviously above your, oh, that's the 200. So I'm sorry, I made that mistake right there. That's the 200 double exponential moving average. So if I had that, you're still in full bullish posture, but we're sloped downwards right now. That's bearish, obviously. You know, look what happened. These indicators, they follow the price movement. Okay, remember that. So you cannot judge everything, but we're still in full bullish posture, which is good to see. But we want to see these indicators get back to what this 34 is, moving sideways or slightly slanted up, like this 200 exponential down here at $41,000, which is, you know, a key level of where we'd like to see support if anything was to happen before we fell to the 236, which is where you don't want to go below it, and you definitely don't want to set a lower low because, well, that's bearish. We're in a bear market, and that's what's going to happen. And you'll hear everybody scream that until they go down here, and then they want to short the market because they think it's going to go down lower. And then guess what? We head into October, coming up into Samhain and the Bitcoin white paper anniversary, and you see it set a new all-time high, and they get liquidated again. Point blank period. So again, this is a red pill video. I promise you that. Definitely probably talking to myself. I got 3 followers, and I say that all the time. People don't like the truth. It hurts, you know. So again, we talked about the 58-day bottom coming in around September 16th that I do believe. I spoke about that last night in my video, even though you didn't get to fucking see it. We talked about Bitcoin dominance. It didn't come back. Sorry, we talked about the potential full moon pullback. Nice. Boom. I did tell you all on August 18th that I did expect some potential confusion as we headed into Rosh Hashanah and the SHMITA, which is today, the Jewish Hebrew New Year of 5782, which sums to 22. We'll talk about that in numerology as we get to the decode at the end of this video. Followed by new breakouts and all-time highs for Bitcoin in October, around the 2nd to 3rd week, I do believe. That's my prediction. And then the melt your face portfolio blow off top parabolic into the bull market in December, January. So rewatch that video if you haven't. It's got 10 views, so I know many of you haven't. And you wonder why you are not up in your portfolio. I mean, if you did invest in Bitcoin at the bottom when I told you it was in, and then sold at the top, well, you're up 81%. And we'll discuss how much more in 81, not even fucking Venus 81, 1881, not even surprising. Use the numbers. But anyway, I'm just saying, you could have made profit if you listened to it, if you watched the videos. Pay attention esoterically and know what I'm talking about. So a rejection from the golden pocket with Bitcoin, very bearish, and you'll hear everybody scream that, but we've held support on the 34 movement day average. We closed yesterday's candle on the 7th, the SHMITA, which is still today, yes, but it closed at 8 p.m. I know. Well, we held a candle body above the 34-day exponential moving average. We're still above that in what appears to be a perfect doji right now, and an indecisive moment that looks very similar, again, these are algorithms, to what happened back here when we had our sharp sell-off on May 11th. What was that? It was a moon day. Remember that. And we had this indecisive moment before we hit a low, a bottom, and then we double bottomed with an automatic rally out. So we've talked about all this. I literally told you guys to expect this type of pattern. I told you previously in that video, or one of my past few videos, to expect it again. A reaccumulation period, a U-shaped, a long dragged out. And then I said before, months ago, that I always thought that this was, from the top, a 200-day, drawn-out, long, boring summer period. Okay? Which takes us around October 31st. Saw when. You can't make this shit up. The anniversary of the Bitcoin white paper. Okay? So it's not like I've poured 6,000 hours plus of my life, which is probably well over that now. I just keep saying that for like a month or two. Every single day, reading, doing the research, teaching myself, sharing, following others, deciphering the misinformation, putting misinformation out there purposely, because I only want the best to follow me, the most bright-minded individuals. Not saying I'm perfect or anything, but I definitely want to be on the same page, okay? So, again, I've always stated that I thought this would be a 200-day period, a reaccumulation period. Probably the only person on the internet, and that's why I have no followers. Okay, nobody likes you when you're bearish. Okay, so, again, we're going to probably leave the Bitcoin price chart. We might touch base on it some more, but I know this is getting dragged out. People get bored. You can't fast forward to 2x speed on Facebook like YouTube. I know. It sucks. But I really do think if you pay attention to everything said in this video, as we discuss everything from start to finish, you watch the August 18th video, you watch last night's decode, you'll really see a lot of this coming to fruition. We've talked about the 50-year anniversary of the Nixon shock and how this was the 77th year anniversary of the Bretton Woods Agreement. All of these things matter as we enter into the sabbatical year, the Jewish Hebrew New Year, and the SHMITA today. Okay? So, again, very biblical financial year coming up from September 2021 to September 2022. Again, a little bit about the SHMITA is, well, it's the year of letting go, also called the sabbatical year, and occurs every 7th September or October. The story behind the SHMITA is that the 7th year is the year of resting and releasing. The year also stands for debt forgiveness to break the debt cycles. So what makes the SHMITA cycle so interesting? If we compare the SHMITA years with the financial markets, we can see a correlation. Major crashes in the stock market are completed with the SHMITA years. Okay, so here's some examples. 1901 to 1902, it dropped 50%. 1916 to 1917 during the SHMITA year, the stock market drops 40%. The U.S. enters World War I. Germany, Russia, Australia, Turkey, Great Britain suffer economic collapses. Okay, 1930 to 1931 during a SHMITA, the Great Depression, right after 1929 stock market crash that we're about to witness all over again because history repeats itself. Anyways, been screaming that for 2 years and people think I'm imminent because I've been screaming stock market collapse imminent. Period. Anyways, 1937 to 1938, the year of the SHMITA, half of the stock market collapses, sparking a global recession. 1944 to 1945, the year of the SHMITA, end of German, reign and Britain's hold on territories, establishment of America as the world superpower, Bretton Woods Conference giving the US dollar global reserve currency status. And we're witnessing that end now. Period. Don't forget, this monetary system was started in 1912, 1913, 107 years ago. Okay? Anyways, 1965 to 1966, the year of the SHMITA, the stock market drops 25%. Not surprising. 1972 to 1973, the stock market crashes almost 50%. Global recession, U.S. oil crisis. 1979 to 1960, and this was right after the Nixon shock. See how they introduced you into the petrodollar with a gas shortage and had you in gas lines, and they just did it again with a so-called hack? Yeah, it was them private Western central bankers that hacked that shit. And had you freaking out and caused the mass gas shortage because of your fear. 1979 to 1980, the year of the SHMITA, we entered a global recession. Again. 1986 to 1987, the year of the SHMITA, was Black Tuesday. The stock market crashes by a third. 33%. Anyways, 1993 to 1994, year of the SHMITA, bond market crash. 2000 to 2001, 9/11. Markets open on final day of the SHMITA, September 17th. The stock market falls 700 points. 2007 to 2008, year of the SHMITA. On the last day of the SHMITA year, September 29th, the stock market drops a record 777 points. You think that number was planned out? And you think and you wonder why I've been calling for one greater than that. 2014 to 2015, we saw the correction, the Greek EU bailout, and we also saw the 2021-2022 8th Jubilee for the U.S., a world drowning in debt. And that is now, today. We are about to witness the biggest biblical monetary year in history. The stock market's been inflated and on an artificial bull run for the past several years now. Not just since 2020 and the novel bear flu. No. For years, under a certain someone, he definitely inflated it. Okay, trillions of dollars in the government debt handed out to spend the zero interest rates on all assets that are inflated. Okay? So all of this matters. Point blank, period. Do your own due diligence and research. I mean, just think about it. We artificially shut down the world's most powerful economy last year. We've printed nothing but helicopter money since. Hell, we gave that almost 100 billion of that away. Anyways, I'll behave. They gonna ban me for that. And you think this stock market gonna keep going and you want to go put your money in? Get out of my face. You are not part of the uncommon 1% if you do that. Okay? We see that 113 for XRP right here. That's very bullish. That's very esoteric in the XRP community. Again, that $1.10, $1.11 price range really coming into fruition right here, which again is not surprising. We've pulled that over for quite some time. We've been following that since our November 24th, 2020 top, where we were rejected at the 79-cent range. Okay. So not surprising. We're glad to continue to see us holding support above that, even though, I do believe tomorrow, the 8th, the last day of Rosh Hashanah, we'll see what takes place. It is tomorrow, Wednesday, hump day. That is also Mercury. The day of Mercury, Wednesday it is miércoles. So we know we're in Virgo, the 36th week of the year, and Virgo, the sign ruler of Virgo is Mercury. So Mercury having, very, very esoteric ties to XRP. Tomorrow, using the Gematria calculator, if we look at tomorrow's date again, like we did last night, did we? No? Well, we'll do it right now. The end of the SHMITA is tomorrow, which is 9/8/2021. We're getting that 22 again. That 22 tying us into what? Again, what do you think we saw today? A reset. Okay, where's that at? Oh, it must not have saved. Some things don't save, But anyway, 9/8/2021 being tomorrow, the last day of Rosh Hashanah, giving you a 22. XRP is a super match in 4 more ciphers for 22. We know this, okay? We know reset, which we saw today. I showed you in my decode last night, even though it's not down here. You saw me type it in last night. Equals reset, okay? Point blank period. Reset. When you add up 9/8 plus 20 plus 21, you get the 58. We know XRP, like I just showed you, gives you the 58, you guys. So tomorrow's date, tying you in twice to XRP. I'm truly watching that and seeing how tomorrow's going to play out for XRP. Well, another thing is when you type in the great that you hear all the time, reset, well, it gives you the 151, which we know is the 36 prime number, and we know BTC gives us the 36. See, it's a prime number, the 36. So we know BTC in numerology gives, or Bitcoin, sorry, in numerology gives us in full reduction the 36. So none of this is surprising. Again, it's always by the code playing out. We talked about that 9/9 date numerology following after, tying us into Jupiter. There's that 9/9, like it's internationally written. The only day of the world we can't mess up the date, you guys. With things like 9/9/11/22. We can't mess these dates up. Because, internationally written, we're not incorrect for once. Anyways, it sums to 18, and we know that ties us into Venus, which is 1881. But the 99 ties us into Jupiter. Again, we know these things. So very esoterically, Jupiter tying us in with the 27 to ripple which gives us the 27 in Chaldean. Okay, the purest cipher. So both of those in the purest cipher tying us in. Okay, so very important to pay attention to tomorrow for XRP, I do believe. Again, today was also the Jewish Hebrew year that we just entered to, 5782. We're talking about 22, and that was today, 22. Okay, so as America heads and the rest of the world on the Gregorian calendar, if they follow it, heads into the year of 2022, which sums to 222, which written by the year internationally is, well, you're right, 1122. Okay, that's what you'll write. We're heading into the 22nd year of the 21st century. Again, the 22 and the 21 tying you into Jesuit and Jesuits. Okay, not surprising that we're seeing these things. It's all scripted by their code. Their code, not going to say that. It could be the architect's code and they just know the truth behind it. But again, you cannot deny the truth that the numbers mean things. Every alphabet in the world has a number with it. Why? Which one came first? Can you tell me? Nobody knows. You can't tell me if the chicken or the egg came first or if the number or the letter came first. So don't discredit either or. Point blank period. As we know, again, today was 7-9, which is how we write it, which is really written 9-7 internationally. But anyways, but 7-9 ties us back into the Society of Jesus. Okay, giving you the 7-9, which is, okay, September 9th, the 7th day of September, which really isn't, because we know sept or septa equals 7 in Latin, and we know today is really the 77, tying you into the 77th anniversary of the Bretton Woods Conference. Okay, anyways, that's a red pill for you. So again, today being 7-9, tying you into Society of Jesus. 7-9, we see the 57, which ties you all into what was today. Rosh Hashanah, giving you the 57 on today's date, 7-9, September 7th. Okay, you cannot make this stuff up. They mean things. What is that 57 tying you into? The Creator and Destroyer. Okay, in its purest cipher, the Creator and Destroyer, that 223, very powerful number. Not decoding that today, but I'm just saying, again, you see the 97, September 7th, the mirror of 7-9. You cannot make this up. Rosh Hashanah, Creator and Destroyer, tying you both in right there. It's all in the code. Okay. So anyway, we know SHMITA, which is today. When you type that in, what do you get? Well, you get the 25, and you get that 7, because 70 sums to 7. You get that 18, ties you into Venus, 81. Anyways, but we know BTC equals 25, okay? So, not surprising, 9/6/2020-21, add that up. It's, you know, our highs came in yesterday on 9/6, which is a date numerology of 56, tying you in down here to Society of Jesus 56. Not surprising on a date with 56 numerology. The highs come in and then they liquidate 100,000 plus people. We'll find out in a few days how many. So again, none of this is surprising. We know today's date, when you type it in the calculator, was 9/7/2021, and it gave you the 21. We know Saturn equals 21. We saw that 42 play in effect because Bitcoin hit $42,000 today. Are you serious? You're going to deny this? You can't. Okay? You can't. That's why I share it with you, because I think it's esoterically inclined to helping you make money if you'd like it. Millionaires don't use astrology, numerology, and gematria, but I bet you billionaires and trillionaires do. I believe this is the most important week of the market. Seriously, point blank period, without a doubt. Okay? So, never let a good crisis go to waste is all I gotta say. We saw the Fear and Greed Index yesterday was at 79. You don't think people are de-risking? That's what the smart money's doing. The Uncommon 1% Red Pill video. I'm just saying, be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. I told you, Richard Wyckoff and his thesis. I told you I'm a very big fan of that. Okay? So, again, today, when you typed it in, equal 21. That tied you back to Saturn. We know 21 ties you back to Jesuit 21. Okay, wherever it's at. We also know when you add today's date up, 9 plus 7 plus 20 plus 21 gives you 57, which ties you into Rosh Hashanah, which ties you into the Society of Jesus, which ties you into Creator Destroyer. Okay? You got that? You understanding now? You seeing how the code works? I know. It takes time. You'll probably come back in a year and be like, hey, I'm starting to understand now. Or I'm starting to see this for myself, and I don't think you're so much full of shit. But that's okay. We know 9/11 is coming up, which is this year on a Saturn day. Imagine that. We've talked about 22 when we typed that out. 22. Well, we know that gives us the 42. What's that tie us into? Saturn, which is the mirror of 24, tying us into everything we've talked about for 2 days now. Okay, again, because it happens every day. You live your life by the code every day. Make the most bomb-ass life decisions by the code. Just saying, life-changing decisions by the code. Financial life-changing wealth. Anyways, we talked about the 9/9 date coming up. We know Satoshi tying us in right here to the 42 and 24. We know that gives us, which is the 44, tying us into Jesuit Order 44. We get that 91, which is the mirror of 19, which ties us back into Ra, the ancient sun god. Okay, 24 right there. Not surprising. Boom. Talked about all this. That's pretty much for the decode. I know I went into a rant right there real quick about that, but I wanted to go ahead and get that out of the way. I don't think I'll touch base on that very much. As we head into the XRP price chart again, just chilling, just cooling tonight. Ain't got nothing to do, just hanging out. That RSI, it's falling to 47. We've been playing with these trend lines on here for quite some time. We pulled this one out, and we've had a breakout. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that in real time. Still setting a possible downtrend, with at least lower lows on the RSI right now. And you can go back in time now and pull this back. It would be the only trend you could say we're setting at the current moment on the RSI. Again, trend lines don't mean a damn thing. You saw how easily they get broken. Like I've stated time and time again, we don't hang out in these levels very long, whether it's oversold, underbought territory, or overheld, over. And what am I trying to think? Sorry. We don't hang out in either level very long. We know trading ranges are from 20 to 80, 30 to 70, depending on how you have them set. Okay. So again, just a key oscillator indicator that we're following. I think it plays a major role. It's the relative strength index. So we're going to keep watching that. I do see that, the bullishness comes around, obviously 50 and above. I say 56 and above, using that 56 in numerology, Society of Jesus, tying this all in. We know Bitcoin and BTC breaks down to 56 in numerology. So none of this is surprising. Being an old tech stock algorithm, that's torch was passed on to Bitcoin 11 years ago. You can just follow it. Okay. Anyways, so I'd like to see the momentum for the RSI, hold support around 44, Jesuit order 44. Anyways, which would be a retest of our previous, a little high we had set right here before we rolled over, touched again, and came up. We set a double bottom. We'll see what happens. If not, then we obviously ain't got but so much we can go. Which is got plenty of room to fall. I'd say that. And we'll see what happens. That's on the daily time frame. We were just seeing that, so I wanted to discuss that. The MACD obviously is bearish. We had a false breakout of a bullish breakout, a bullish cross on the MACD and signal line. We set one day. I was literally talking with a buddy of mine the other night about like we could literally set one day and then flip bearish, and that's exactly what we did. That was the same night I pulled up quant on a chart for him and said, like, look, bro, I think any time now we could see $400 quant. And I'll be damned if we just did not about hit that in less than 24 hours later. I truly wasn't expecting it that fast, but it happened. So again, we'll have to see what happens, hang up through this bearish day period. Again, possibly another week or so that we could be bearish into September 16th, the 58-day low. I'll go ahead and pull that up on the XRP price chart and show you guys what I'm talking about again. I did it with the Bitcoin price chart, and I'll show you how many times you can do this. And it just plays out. Literally. I mean, all you can do is follow the moon cycles, count 58 days, pull up a Fibonacci extension level, and I mean, you can just about be fucking good to go. Okay? I'm just saying, but there's a lot more that comes into play, obviously. But September 16th, and we pull over 58 days, and we are at, again, our July 21st or 20th low, okay, which was a date numerology of 22 when you added it up or put it in the calculator. Not surprising. Again, and then so that's why I'm looking for this low to potentially come in and finish around September 16th. And again, I'll probably make another video before then. And also, again, if on this date when you watch my videos and I called that the bottom was in at 51 cents, XRP equals 15 in numerology, that's the mirror of as above. We know moon equals 15 and 51. If you bought then and sold XRP at its top, as it got rejected with a false breakout, we can see right here, see this doji and this wick and how it wicks above and it gets rejected and the candle body closes below. It's a false breakout. But if you sold that wick or that candle body close, well, you're up 174% on your investment. Not financial advice. I'm just saying. And I've called for this potential liquidation event, this potential reaccumulation period. Right now, we're below that $1.10 and $1.11 retracement level. We're holding at $1.10, 256 right now. Shout out to North Alabama 256. We pull over, you guys, this trend line following in real time right now. Been waiting to do this. What do you got? Well, I mean, right now we're closing candle bodies above it. I know that. It's really being a key factor and has been this entire year on my channel. And you guys know this. We followed it for quite some time now. So yeah, I think this left side, I can tell, I think I might have accidentally moved it, to be honest, a little bit. I think I accidentally, I'm gonna have to go back on the video and watch that. I think I accidentally bumped it down just a little bit. Somehow. You know, I do a lot of moving sometimes, you guys. But anyways, this trend line is, again, trend lines don't mean a dang thing. They can get broken just like that. Okay? But, you know, it's something we've been watching as a macro, a zoomed out view of the long term. Nothing goes straight up, nothing goes straight down in these markets, and that's very important to pay attention to. Again, I showed you that 1 hour time frame, bullish engulfing on the volume. That is just very indicative to me to show that a reversal pattern is in. But we'll have to continue over the next few days to see what happens. I spoke to you on August 18th about a lot of things. The potential liquidation event that we might see. We saw that today, obviously. The potential pullback around the full moon, we saw that again. We talked about that with Bitcoin. Bullish around the new moon, which was yesterday. We saw a rejection of the 618 with a false breakout of $1.40 that I called for weeks. I know people thought I was an idiot. No, it's thousands of hours of due diligence, hard work, dedication, given. Just get. Some people sell their shit for $2,000 fucking dollars. I give my shit away because I want you to fucking win. Point blank, period. Okay, I don't brag, I don't boast. Yeah, I'm just me. So I mean, you know, I ain't gonna change. You know, if you can't handle the message, well then get out. You ain't gotta follow it. But people have made wealth. People have changed their lives already, and we ain't even done nothing but hit push to start. And I've stated that time and time again. So, you know, all this is right now looking very healthy and much needed in the markets to me. I'm not worried about this narrative of a black swan event, of a bear market, of a rejection from the golden pocket. None of this. That's to get you to FOMO out, to sell your bags at a loss, because you're selling them to us, the uncommon 1% that's buying these dips, that took these de-risking positions on their way up and shared them with you and told you we were going to capitulate back into these things. And now we are. Again, not financial advice, just sharing with you on my timeline through posts and videos what I'm doing during this digital decade, this new quantum financial system, and this greatest transition of wealth me, you, your kids will ever witness in our lifetimes. Again, think about where we are at today. On the verge of financial collapse. The likes of which we have never seen before during a SHMITA year. A 50-year jubilee after the Nixon shot and the last monetary change from the gold standard to the petrodollar. Okay? So pay attention. They don't teach you how to pay attention to economics and finance in school, and that's why I've made it my life. Did not work for a year and a half, struggled, went without. Trying to find a job, that's nobody's fault. But while I did that, I applied my mind, because knowledge applied is power, not just knowledge is power. And I shared it with you. And I hope you've moved in silence and made this life-changing wealth along the way. And again, we haven't even got started yet. Not financial advice. I mean, this is definitely not the time to buy some of these things. Hey, but I am packing my bags during this dip, if you know what I mean. Okay? Pay attention to the numbers and the moon cycles, astrology and astrology. These things that are so very important that they do not teach us about. You know, start looking into some truths. I mean, there are 99 false truths in the world, and then everyone has their truth. If someone else's truth doesn't resonate with you, then find yours. You know, I found mine, and it's changed my life financially, mentally, spiritually, I'm blessed. And, again, I'm going to continue to share this with you guys. I'm probably about to sign out of this one. I know it dragged out to be a very long one. We touched base on a lot of things. The 77-year anniversary of the Bretton Woods Agreement, the 50-year jubilee of the Nixon shock, and this biblical monetary change that we are about to witness from the cash petrodollar system to, the fiat system to the digital currency system, which will be their ushering you into a financial servitude, a financial poverty system where they can track, trace, cut you off, hit you with negative interest rates on their United States digital currency, their central bank digital currency is what they call them, CBDCs. So, with all that being said, I'm signing out of this one. Definitely hope you, got a lot of esoteric knowledge, enjoyed it. Hopefully you watched it all. You dealt with me and everything. Again, I deliver how I deliver. Especially being this video is a red pill video. I stated that. And I stated look out for a bull trap, you guys. I called it $1.40 XRP. Hopefully you took advantage of it. But all that being said, though, we'll be back in a day or two as we let the markets play out to see what exactly is happening. And I hope you guys take care. Have a God bless night, and I'll see you then.